What's up, traders? Stop reading the headlines. They are lying to you. I just watched a 50-minute exclusive interview with Anthony Noto, the CEO of SoFi, and he didn't just give us a vision, he handed us a cheat sheet. He revealed the 3 specific shifts happening in 2026 that Wall Street is completely ignoring. And he even gave us the exact math for this stock to hit $40. If you hold SoFi or you're thinking about buying, you need to see this roadmap before March 1st. And so we'll go over all the important parts of this interview, and I'll give you my thoughts on it, and then we will place a potential trade within the Moomoo platform. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Rashad. I am a full-time options trader, and I bring in the bulk of my income via the stock market. And my goal for 2026 is $1 million in profits. But before we begin, if you could go ahead and smash that like button, that just helps push the video out to more people. And do remember that this is not financial advice, nor is it a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold any equities or options contracts. All trading comes with risk. Now, as always, I will start with the word from God that has to do with money, wealth building, or business. And today's word will come from Proverbs 15:22. And it says, plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors, they succeed. And the easy to read version states, get wise advice before big decisions. Now, when it comes to trading, this should be self-explanatory. Make sure to go out and seek as much information as you possibly can, soak up everything, do some paper trading, and make sure to try to learn from somebody who knows what they're doing. All right, but speaking of people who are doing amazing things in the market, I have to shout out members of the Trader Freedom community. First off, we have Tyler, who says January turned out to be a great month. Excited to see the added contributions from the 0 DTE strategy soon. So he did $11,549 for January. So shout out to you, Tyler. Then we have Corey, who literally just joined, but he said from following along on YouTube, and he showed his profits, excited to be in the community and level up. So shout outs to your profits, Corey. And then we have Chandra here, who made some money off of trading Palantir and also from our 0 DTE day trading. And that is a massive amount of money for one single day. So shout out to you all. And if you guys know anybody who is looking to trade for freedom, tell them about the community. The link is below in the description. They'll get my trades, access to the course, access to ask me questions at any given time, and a community full of nearly 400 people who are all looking for the exact same goal, and that is to trade to freedom. All right, so come join us. But with that, let's get down to business. Now, as I stated before, Anthony Noto, the CEO of SoFi, just recently sat down and had a pretty lengthy interview. And so you can see it here, and you can feel free to go ahead and watch it. It's about 50 minutes long, but I watched it for you and I pulled out all of the important notes. But after watching this, I am even more bullish on SoFi than I was before. And we can see that this post here just kind of points out one of the aspects of the interview where he said in Q1, our revenue growth is 35%. I would be incredibly disappointed if our first quarter was the fastest quarter of the year. All right, so he obviously sees extreme growth moving forward. And so let's get to discussing all of the important parts of this interview. All right, the first thing he discussed is the 2026 focus, which he is moving towards big business banking. All right, and so the old SoFi focused mainly on risky personal loans, which is consumer debt. But the new SoFi is focusing on fee-based income, which is a much more stable revenue. All right. And so for years, SoFi has pretty much been a lending company and personal loans and student loans, and that's great, but it's pretty volatile. And if rates go up, then lending slows down. But now the pivot will be that Noto just confirmed that they are launching big business banking this year. And this isn't for you and me. This is for massive corporations. Okay. And so why does this matter? Well, fees, wires, transaction processing, treasury management, that is boring, recurring, fee-based income. And it makes SoFi look less like a risky lender and more like a stable, like Visa or MasterCard in a sense. All right. So they'll be making that money off of crypto companies and large corporations, and recurring revenue is always, 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 always a good thing. The next thing that he discussed is SoFi is somewhat of a crypto company now. And so they have their own stablecoin. And they have their own SoFi Pay, which is very similar to Apple Pay or Google Pay or Samsung Pay. All right, they have their own global payments that is on blockchain rails. And so that will be launching very soon. And so just imagine sending money to somebody in another continent for absolutely free using SoFi's rails instead of the old Swift bank system. And so because of this, Anthony Noto kind of said that people look at SoFi as a bank, but he sees it more as a crypto company disguised as a bank. And so because of that, banks typically trade for about 10x their earnings, whereas tech and crypto platforms trade for about 30 times their earnings. And so because of that, he believes that the company will be valued at a much higher multiple here in the near term future than it is valued at today. All right, but they're also going to be doing crypto lending where you can borrow cash against your Bitcoin value. And so those are all great things to add to the portfolio. Now, Noto also basically stated that his stock should be around $40, and he also displayed the math for it. He said if you use a standard PEG ratio of 1.1, which essentially factors in the growth of your earnings, which they are currently growing revenue by about 30%, and he plans on growing earnings by 40%, the PEG ratio of 1.1 is pretty conservative for a growth stock. And he says with that, SoFi should trade at around a 44 times multiple. All right, so a 44 PE. And if you apply the 44 times multiple to their 2028 earnings estimates, you get a stock price that is anywhere between $30 and $40. All right, and so that's nearly a 2x from here. So he is telling you exactly what he thinks the stock is worth. And then he also started talking about how current analysts are valuing his company. And he said analysts are using idiotic models. Now, SoFi is pretty interesting in this because if you think about it, most analysts come from different banks like Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, and Chase. And these analysts are obviously being asked to analyze SoFi, which is a growing competitor. You know, it's kind of like asking Amazon to analyze Walmart's very rapidly growing online business. Like, what exactly do you expect them to say? You know, I'm sure Amazon wants to tame down any hype coming from their competitors. And so as an analyst from these competing banks, I would probably do my best to make SoFi look like not that great of a business. All right, so he kind of pointed that out in this interview. And to be truthful, it all makes sense. All right, next point, mark your calendars for March 1st. The interviewer asked him point blank, he said, why aren't you buying more stock if it's so cheap? Which is a very, very valid question. And the answer was that he revealed he is in a blackout period. So he literally said, if March 1st was last week, I would have been buying. All right, so March 1st is when his blackout period ends. And he's like, yes, if you goofy individuals keep selling off this stock, I am going to be buying as much as I possibly can because it is at an extreme discount compared to what it's worth and compared to what he plans on doing with this company moving forward. And so that may be something to pay attention to in the future is to watch out for SEC filings. So if you see Noto drop $500,000 on shares, then you know that that may be a green light. All right, so watch out for potential insider buying in March. The next point is he addressed the dilution fears. All right, and so they've issued more shares 2 times, I believe, within the last year. And so, of course, everybody panicked because typically when a company dilutes shareholders, it's always a bad thing. Now, I've shared in a previous video of why it could have been a somewhat not so bad thing for SoFi specifically because they are a bank, right? And they directly make money off of the amount of money that they have. Whereas if a company like Amazon were to issue new shares, well, they're not a bank and they cannot directly make money off of cash. So you have to wonder, well, what are they going to do with those funds from issuing those shares? All right, but Noto explained that this cash actually increases the book value per share, and they are using it to pay off high interest debt and build a war chest for acquisitions. And so the takeaway is that this wasn't like a desperate plea for cash. It was more like a strategic reload. And so they should be very, very well equipped for whatever it is that they are planning to do in the future. The next point that he brought up is what he guides for in the future. And he kind of sees his guidance as a trust contract. And so his philosophy is he only guides for what he guarantees that he can hit when it comes to earnings. And he's saying his 2026 guidance assumes only 2 rate cuts. And so if something does happen this year where the Fed ends up cutting rates, you know, like 4 or 5 times, then SoFi is going to absolutely crush these earnings estimates. The guidance is the floor, not the ceiling. And so more than 2 rate cuts could be an extreme positive catalyst for SoFi. And then lastly, again, he touched on the Wall Street versus SoFi. And he pretty much just said that analysts use different math for SoFi than they do for other banks that are not growing as rapidly as SoFi. And so he went off on analysts like JP Morgan and Chase and called their models idiotic because they use different math for SoFi versus their competitors. And he said he has an internal team auditing the analysts' models to prove them wrong. And so this is the founder energy I want to see. He isn't taking it lying down. He is fighting for the stock price. He knows that he is successfully, rapidly growing this company. And the very same analysts who are giving bearish sentiments are also working for their competitors. And so all of this absolutely makes sense. And so I love what I am seeing from SoFi. Now, just a quick update on SoFi's stock price. And so we can see it is down about 0.5% today and currently trading at about $21.25. So we can see here SoFi was pretty much going down for most of January. It reached a high of just about 30 bucks on January 5th. And ever since then, it's pretty much been going on a downtrend until recently. And I even posted a video updating people about the earnings of SoFi just recently. And because the stock price went down, people took their chance to go, "Oh, Rashad, you're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. You're not making any money in this market. You're losing money." And I just thought it was hilarious because if you are actually using strategies like selling puts where you do have a pretty large margin of error, then you can still profit off of a downtrend in the stock's price. And so I've still yet to ever be assigned shares of SoFi, which I hope I do soon because I want to get shares of the company. But I always find it hilarious when people leave comments on the videos because of a very short-term price movement, because I know that those are probably the same people that probably panicked and sold off a bunch of positions last week for a loss because the market had 3 down days, while I stayed patient on the other hand and my account went up $45,000 in value just last week. But that's humbly speaking. Of course. All right, so SoFi here has gone down and it has hit a level of support right around the $20 area. Okay, so it kind of bounced off of that and we can see it had that first bounce way back in July of last year. And we could even say it might have been a little small bounce here, but it hit 20, popped up, hit 20, played around in that area for a while. Then of course it went up and then recently it's dropped back down, hit that $20 marker again and has bounced back up. And so we do know that that is at least a short-term level of support. Now, does that mean that SoFi is going to stay above 20? No, it doesn't. It just means that there will have to be a lot of sellers coming in for it to go and stay under that $20 level, all right? Because that's obviously a level that buyers have marked and it is a psychological level. So anytime you get those multiples of $10, multiples of 50, multiples of 100, they will always be a psychological level of support or resistance. And so since the price is currently above 20, that will hold as a level of support, at least for the short term. But with all that information, let's go ahead and look at a potential trade. But first, I have to give a huge shout out to the sponsors of this video, Moomoo. Now, beyond just being an amazing brokerage and one that has tools way better than most brokerages that I know, right now they have one of the most amazing sign-up offers as well. When you open up an account using the link below in the description, not only can you get up to $1,000 of NVDA stock, but you can also get up to an 8.1% APY on your idle funds. And that is just crazy. But what was just added, they added in an additional $100 cash reward. When you open up an account using my link below in the description, you will not find this anywhere else. So make sure that you take advantage of this. But on top of all of that, their mobile platform is next level. Taking a look at their mobile app, so you can see here, you can see a lot of general information such as earnings and earnings calendars and earnings beats and economic calendars. However, what I like most is this investment theme. So if we click on investment themes, here they categorize stocks based on what they're impacted by. And so what I like most is this one that's called Nancy Pelosi Portfolio. Now, if you're not familiar, Nancy Pelosi is a US Congresswoman, and she seems to always select the right stocks right at the right time. And so Moomoo conveniently put all the stocks that she is currently investing in right here on this list for you to see. And so if you just wanted to follow what Nancy Pelosi is doing, you could follow this investment theme in Moomoo. But go ahead, check it out. The link is below in the description. You can get up to 60 free stocks, and you can only get that with this link. So go ahead and click it, and you can thank me later. So here we are at the options chain. And the next thing I would do is I'm probably going to sell puts on this company. And that's what I've been doing recently because I would love to own shares of this stock at a cheaper price. And so I may come out to the next monthly date, which is 37 days out from now. Now, we've seen that it clearly has some decent support at $20. And so depending on how aggressive you want to be, you can kind of play it off of that. Now, the expected move is about $2.75 from here. And so that may put us closer to the $19 mark. And so I'd probably feel comfortable selling puts at anywhere near this $18 to $20 range. And so let's say we go somewhere right in the middle. Let's say we do $19. That'll pay us anywhere between $67 to $70 right here up front right now for just agreeing to buy the shares at that lower price. All right. And so that's at a delta of about 0.25. So there's roughly a 75% chance that it stays above that $19 strike by this expiration date. And this will give us a return of 3.74% or an annualized return of 35.97%, which is amazing. All right. And so, of course, as always, if we look at the P&L curve, we can see the stock prices right here where these white dotted lines are. From here, we're just hoping that the stock price stays above the strike price. And if that happens, we just keep our money and we go about our day. But if the stock price were to drop down some, then if it drops below our strike price of $19, then we start to make less and less and less money. But our break even would be right here at about $18.31. And I would love to own the shares at $18.31. And so it's really a win-win in my eyes. I am fine with either scenario. Either I'm going to get paid to wait around, or I'm going to get paid to wait around and collect shares of a company that I really like at a cheaper price than what it was when I first looked at it. All right. But as far as this trade goes, of course, I always like to ladder into trades. And so an example of that is if we plan on doing 10 contracts for this trade specifically, then maybe I'll do 2 or 3 today. Right? And then maybe tomorrow I'll do more. And then the day after that, I'll do more. But that just helps you kind of select different strike prices, possibly for different expiration dates, which would give you the ability to potentially collect the shares at different price points. All right, guys, but let me know down in the comments below, what did you think of the Anthony Noto interview? And if this makes you more bullish on SoFi. And of course, if you are looking to trade your freedom, come join us. We would absolutely love to have you. Link below in the description. But with that, I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.